Hello, everyone. I'd like to formally introduce myself. My name is Jimmy. I was an alcoholic. I made a lot of big changes with myself this year, and I wanted to talk about it. Whether anyone else watches it, maybe it'll inspire you guys, but I guess this is mostly for myself. How I became an alcoholic, as far as alcoholism goes, from what I understood, was what you only see in the movies and what you see on TV shows and media. An alcoholic is those crazy eyed people that are physically dependent on alcohol and that need that alcoholic fix and that are abusive and that are just crazy when they don't drink and crazy when they do drink. And I never really saw myself as that. But what I didn't realize was that alcoholism can manifest itself in very different ways, multiple different ways. And how it manifested in me was that alcohol became so much of my character and so much of my life that I started to lose control of who I was. Honestly, alcohol contributed to a lot of my insecurities. When I first started drinking alcohol, it wasn't until like towards the end of high school, I guess. I was pretty lightweight. Surprisingly, people thought I was fun and people thought, whatever. And I got a lot of positive reinforcement for that. And I liked drinking and I liked how I was when I was drunk because I felt like I was my true self. I felt like I could just be 100, and it gives people an excuse to think that, oh, he's just this crazy when he's drunk, but really I'm kind of crazy. I like to have fun. I like to, go nuts, and I'm like super weird sometimes. And when I'm able to hide behind alcohol, it makes things a lot easier and it makes things a lot more acceptable in society's eyes. So I just really like drinking. And there's nothing wrong with, liking the drink. But I started getting positive reinforcement elsewhere as well. Growing up, I didn't really get along with any of my uncles or OGs. Older men I had trouble connecting with because I was more feminine growing up, because I was more nerdy. I liked video games and actually, I did not like sports. I did not like doing manly things. I don't like outdoors. In turn, I felt like my uncles liked Corey, who was my brother, a lot more. And that's just how I felt. And that's cool with me, I didn't feel like I needed to change to be like Corey. In fact, that made me more bitter towards them, I guess, because I felt like they did not accept me for who I was, and they would, make fun of me, call me fruity, whatever, a lot of just picking on me. It's to be expected coming from, Asian family, Asian OGs. They love to pick on the kids and whatever, and I ain't mad about it, but I definitely did not want to be around it. So I kind of distanced myself from older men in general, just like OGs. I just did not want to be a part of that. I did not want to be around that because I was afraid that they would make fun of me. So as soon as they caught wind that I drink, I think I gained a lot of respect in their eyes, and to be honest, it felt good. It felt like there was something that I finally had in common with them, and I felt like they were proud of me in a sense, because no matter how fruity I was or whatever, or feminine or whatever they think of, how a man should be, that I wasn't. At least I drank, and I drank a lot, and I like to party, and I like to have fun. So they were able to overlook those things, I feel like. But maybe they were always able to overlook those things. It's just nice to finally have something in common with them and to be able to develop my relationship with them and to, really get to know them. I was just like so much in my head about how I should be and what other people like about me and what I like about myself and what I like about drinking. It started to get out of hand. I felt like I couldn't have fun without drinking anymore. There were a couple major red flags as far as my decision to go sober. One of them was a group of friends. They're friends and cousins. They're the people I always hang out with and that I always like to see. To be honest, they're not much of drinkers, but they are drinkers when I make them drink. So I'm usually the one that supplies the bottles. I'm usually the one that will pour the shots. I will make everyone drink. I'll, get them involved, and we usually have a good time. But we were planning a trip to Florida together as a group. A couple of my boys were trying to get their body ready for Florida. There was one weekend we were going to hang out. When they had told me that they were not going to be drinking, that really upset me, and that pretty much pissed me off. And I just reacted in such a poor way that I was kind of surprised with myself. These are people that I love and that I want to be around and that just are a lot of fun. But the fact that we weren't drinking and the fact that I reacted in such a bad way, it's not like I freaked out on them or anything, but I was just like kind of like thinking to myself like, oh, that's like whack, that's so lame, that's so whatever. Like, why does no one want to drink? It's so annoying. And I was surprised by how upset I was, actually. Second red flag was my cousin's birthday. So my cousin is not much of a drinker, and for his birthday we usually hang out with him, his brother, and his brother's wife, and we usually have a good time. And as far as that went, the fact that my cousin and his brother are not much drinkers, I had a very strong feeling that we were not going to drink, and they wanted to celebrate his birthday on a Saturday, and I was annoyed that I was wasting a Saturday. When it came down to it, I went to his birthday, we had a good time, and we actually ended up drinking, and I was relieved. We all got shit-faced, and I couldn't remember most of the night. After that, there was one last red flag, and that was after me and my fiance had gotten our COVID shots. She was feeling the symptoms immediately. We got the shot on a Friday, and then she was just out till pretty much Sunday. Whereas for me, I didn't feel the symptoms until Saturday morning, and I only felt it for like maybe 6 hours, but I was sleeping for most of it. So really, I was good, and I was ready to hang out with people, and I was ready to drink, and I was ready to hit everyone up, and which I did, and everyone was just pretty busy, I guess, and I ended up staying home that night. Come Sunday, I was irritated, I was pissed off. Yashia could tell that I was in a shit mood, and Yashia's my fiance, so she knew what the solution was. She was like, I know it's just me, but how about just me and you drink, and we could have a good time just at home. So I took her offer, and we just started drinking, and I was okay. And it was the alcohol that made me feel okay. I always had a rule for myself that as long as I don't drink by myself, I'm not an alcoholic. But the fact that I pretty much, not that I did it on purpose, but I guilted Yashia into drinking with me, that is so much worse than if I were to just drink by myself. I just devoted myself to that rule, that I can not drink by myself, that I have to drink with other people. Otherwise, I'd be an alcoholic. So I pride myself as a pretty big extrovert. I mean, I am extroverted. Like, I do enjoy spending time with other people. I do get a lot of energy from other people. It was a very convenient excuse to also feed my alcoholism. The fact that there were those events, like my cousin's birthday and, the friend get together, and drinking wasn't involved, and that I reacted in a poor way, that wasn't an extroverted thing, that was an alcoholic thing. I felt like it took over my life unknowingly, and it was a slow creeper, because at first it was fun, and it was easy, and it was like something I can relate to with a lot of people, because a lot of people drink, and if I don't, relate with them with my personal interests, then I'm going to relate with them with drinking. And that way I got along with a lot of people, and a lot of people would think that I'm cool, or not cool, but like think that I'm fun and that they want to be around me. Alcohol developed a lot of my insecurities, and it developed these insecure relationships with people. It started getting to the point where I felt like people wouldn't like me if I don't drink. Like, I felt like there was an expectation that I had to hold, that I had to be the party guy, that I had to be drinking all the time, that I had to be pouring the shots, that if I'm not there, no one's going to be drinking, or whatever. I need to remind myself of who I was before I was drinking, and that I was still a lot of fun before, and that people still liked me before, and that I liked myself before I started drinking. That's pretty much what I've been realizing these past couple months of not drinking. I know it's only been a couple months, but the fact that I'm able to feel a lot more secure in myself and my relationships with other people shows that this was the right decision for me. It's incredible the amount of support I've gotten. I'll admit that it's still very difficult to be around alcohol. It's still very, it's not easy. It's not like, just cold turkey was easy. Like, it's still a tough decision for me. I just need to stay strong. I just need to remind myself of all the benefits that I've been feeling, and I just need to remember that I am so much more than just the guy who drinks all the time. So, we'll talk about it more next time. But yeah, hopefully that has helped you realize how serious I am about this. Maybe it's helped you think about your decision and your relationship with alcohol. Until next time, peace.